And hello YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of the Zone TV Movie Entertainment with me, your host Jonathan, once again bringing you my thoughts and movie review for the brand new Marvel film, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. This is the 30th Marvel film, you know, out of all four phases. It's finally here. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. I finally got to see this movie twice. I just got out of the movie theater, just got home from having my second viewing. I was going to do a review yesterday, but I wanted to watch it again just to get some more information about the film and give you my general thoughts here. No spoilers. I'm not spoiling anything here, so don't worry about that. I might do a video on the post-credit scene and work it might lead up maybe next week, but I don't know yet. Still working on that. But let's see what happens and how this video does. Anyway, so let's talk about Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, because honestly this was the most important Marvel film since we lost Chadwick Boseman. Now we all know we lost Chadwick. We weren't sure what was gonna happen. Who's gonna be the Black Panther? Are they gonna recast him? Is it gonna be a new actor? Who's playing Black Panther in this film? A lot of questions are in here that get answered and kind of is satisfying, and I'll give it that. And we also get some new characters in here as well. We get the introduction of Namor. If you don't know who Namor is in the comics. He obviously is different here in the movie. But in the comics, he's an Atlantean. He has wings on his feet. He's a mutant. And he's the king of Atlantis. He's basically Aquaman of Marvel. And he's very different. But in this movie, he comes from the underwater world of Talokan. Now, Talokan is an underworld facility that lives that's pretty much underneath the waters of Wakanda. There's a conflict between Wakanda and Talokan. Namor shows up. He wants to start something, and yeah, the Wakanda people have to deal with not only the fact that they just lost their king, they had their tribute to him, their funeral for him. They have to dealing with the grief of that, and then this threat shows up in Wakanda to destroy them, and they all have to band together to stop Namor, or Namor as they call him as well, and yeah, deal with that threat, because his army is massive and he's a threat to Wakanda, and they need to protect their civilization. So how is this movie? I'm going to tell you straight up, from my personal thoughts on this film, seeing this movie twice now, I really love this film. I thought this film did exactly what I needed it to do. Give me the answers I wanted about who's playing Black Panther moving forward. What are they going to do with the character of, Black Panther moving forward? What's going to happen with these characters now that actor Chadwick Boseman is no longer with us? Because listen, recasting an actor in movies always happens. When an actor that's put an impact on not only, this one movie, the first one, and make an impact like he did with that first one, it's really hard to replace them. It kind of goes back to, a very different tragedy, but it kind of goes back to what Paul Walker and Fast and Furious. Yeah, they retired his character, but you still kind of wish his character was still alive, the actor, Paul Walker, gone. There's nothing they can do about that. They can recast him because his character is still technically alive, but to deal with a little bit different here, where you see King T'Challa, his character's gone, like gone. And you feel that in this film. You feel it through, first of all, Angela Bassett. You feel it through her. You feel it through Letitia Wright. You feel it through Lupita Nyong'o. You feel it through everybody who's in this film. And it hits you. It even brings people, people who have lost in their lives, and then they watch this film. It brings that sadness to you. And I thought they did a really good job of honoring Chadwick's character and what he represents, for not only as an actor, because he was brilliant, I remember the first time I ever saw him in anything, It was a little show called Lincoln Heights in ABC Family. Very old show. Watched it in high school. He was phenomenal. He didn't have that much roles. He came in like in the last season, but his role was very small, but he was very good. I thought, wow, this guy is going to be really good one day. I had no idea he was going to be huge. And I saw his last performance, Miss Mama's Black, Ramy. He's a jazz musician. He was phenomenal on that. So we knew what kind of caliber actor he was. And what he did with Black Panther was sure genius. I mean, honestly. He felt like a real king. Like, literally. When we were watching him in that movie, he was a king. So seeing him not being in this film, you feel it there. You feel it when you watch this movie. And the performances of this movie is just astounding. Like, seriously. Angela Bassett, first of all. I'm going to start with her because, honestly, she stepped up in this movie. Yeah, she was fun. She's amazing. Anything she's in. When you watch her in this film, you feel her. You feel her anger in this movie because, you know, for the story. I mean, you feel that. You feel the sadness for the fictional version. And, of course, I'm pretty sure they use her real sadness for what happened with Chadwick. Obviously, they use that here, too. You feel it in this movie, and it worked. Letitia Wright, same thing. She has to deal with a lot. That was her brother that passed. Her brother's gone. So she has to deal with, you know, dealing with how could she move on without him? How could she be a princess for a nation? How could she just step up and be like a leader in a way? And what can I say about Namor? I never liked the Namor as a character in the comics. In here, he's a total badass. He works. He just works. And he works in every different way. He's menacing. He's powerful. He feels like a leader. You can feel that his people worship him. They respect him as a leader. And what his, you know, you may disagree with his views in this movie. But, man, the guy's great. It literally gave me the vibes of Aquaman. Because honestly, when you watch, like, you know, if you're a DC fan, you watch Aquaman, you're like, the fish guy? The guy who talks to fish? But then you watch the Aquaman movie, and Justice League, you're like, whoa. Jason Momoa made him a badass. And now you know who Jason Momoa is. And I really wish I knew the actor's name who plays him, who plays Namor or Namor. They also, anyway, they call him in both ways, so it doesn't really matter. I really wish I knew the actor's name. I know he's Spanish, so French Kiss, he was great. He was phenomenal. We even get introduced to Riri Williams, who's going to be Ironheart. And it's a spoiler for the trailers. She's in the trailers. She was great too. I couldn't believe it. A new character. They didn't even have to put her in this film. But they made her work. And it was just like, wow. Okay. She's going to be fun. I like the character of whoever the actress plays her. I like her attitude. I like the way she talks and all that. She's smart. She knows she's really good friends. You see her through that whole banter with Shuri in this film, and it worked. You can tell they're going to be friends. And I thought that stuff was great. Lupita Nyong'o, obviously. Yeah, but this movie was just great. I liked every action scene that was in there. Now, granted, all the action scenes don't come until later. This movie's very long, so that's like my main, like, did it have to be that long? But then again, I'm like, you know, they wanted to, like, honor Chadwick first and then get to the main story. I get that, so that's why it had to be a little long. But I thought Ryan Coogler did a really good job with this film. I thought he did a phenomenal job because he had a huge task at hand. He had to deal with the fact that his main star is no longer with us for real. And he had to change the story completely because I'm pretty sure he had a different story in mind for Black Panther 2. And then everything happened and then he had to do this. And I thought he did a phenomenal job. Yeah, sure. It's a little bit long, a little bit, sure. Do the action scenes don't come in? I'll say this. The action scenes are great, but they don't show up until like mid-movie. I'll give it that. I'll say that. But other than that, I thought I really enjoyed this film. It had everything I wanted to see. It had the emotion of them dealing with, you know, the fictional character of Chadwick, of T'Challa, and of course the realistic feelings of losing Chadwick Boseman. You can feel it in that movie. They had the emotions of just, you know, dealing with loss in general. You see all that. Namor was a great villain for, you know, what he was, and, you know, introducing 2 new MCU characters, and that's not hard. That's not easy, you know. That's not easy for them to do. They introduced 2 new characters, and they made them work. Now, granted, I liked it. Ironheart a lot. There was some stuff in here I'm like, I kind of wish they would have saved that for her own thing, but, you know, that's okay. We'll get to that when we get to her thing. I might talk about in future videos about that, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Anyway, look, this movie's great. I really enjoyed it. I miss Chadwick Boseman. He was great. We're all gonna miss him. Just give this movie a shot. Please just give this movie a shot, because honestly, I think everybody should go watch this movie. If you're a fan of the Black Panther character, whether you're a black man, a black child, or whatever, or a white person, whatever, it doesn't matter. Just go watch this movie. This movie is great. It's great. Got his action. Has Namor. You know, gives us the new Iron person in this movie. So I had a lot of fun with it. If you don't like the film, that's cool, but be respectful to everybody else who might like it, please. Let's just come together and honor Chadwick by coming together and just watching this film. We can have our arguments about it while we don't like it, but let's do it respectfully so that, you know, we can have, you know, peace throughout, you know, the fandom community. Because, you know, us Marvel fans, even us DC fans, we need to have that, you know. So, yeah. So, leave me a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Are you guys excited for this film? Not excited? Did you guys see it? Did you guys enjoy it? What did you think about it? Did you guys like Namor? Whatever it is, leave me a comment below. Let me know. Thank you very much, and have a good day, and Wakanda Forever.